In this video, we are going to look at rotations and rotating around not the origin. So this is not in the packet, but there are some homework questions that are on rotating around a point that's not the origin. So these are the steps that we're going to follow. So, and there's a few different ways to do it. I think some of the other videos show you a different way, but this is the way that I generally approach these problems. So you're going to draw your axes with the origin at the point you're rotating around. You're going to find the coordinates of your points using your new axes. And then you're going to use the rules that we learned for rotating about the origin. If you have to find the image points, then you find the image page points based on the original axes and not the new one that you created. Okay, so let's take a look at what I mean by those steps. So we want to rotate this point A 3, 2. So I'm going to plot that point around the point -4, -3. And so this is the point that I'm going to rotate around, and I'm rotating this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my axes at that point I'm rotating around. So I'm going to draw a new axis here. So I'm drawing like a new X and Y axis. And I am going to now figure out the coordinates of A based on this being my origin 0, 0. So if I count, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So A would be, the X coordinate would be 7 because it's 7 to the right of the origin. And then if I go up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so the Y coordinate would be 5 based on this being 0, 0. Okay, and again, just check that. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this, let's say 90 degrees. And remember, if they don't tell me a direction, we assume it's counterclockwise. So when we rotate something counterclockwise, the rule is that, or generally how I figure it out is I know for 90 or 270, I have to switch the coordinates. And then for 90 counter, I'm going to figure out which quadrant it would fall into. So if I rotated this 90 degrees counterclockwise, it would fall in the second quadrant. Okay, so it would be going this way, it would fall in the second quadrant. And in the second quadrant, the coordinates are negative, positive. So A would become -5, 7. And then I'm going to plot this again based on this being my axes. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I would go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and this would be my A prime. Okay, and again, just always check it. And then again, these are not the real coordinates. These are like the coordinates based on that new axes, which I need to do in order to figure out to rotate it. So when I'm actually stating what A prime is, I go back to the original and I figure out what this coordinate is. So this one, the X is -9 and the Y is 4. And that would be my actual image point, -9, 4. Okay, this is just helping me to figure out rotating around this point. Okay, so that's one example of how to do it. Let me do one more. Okay, so I'm going to just do different directions, but use this graph. Okay, so let's say I'm going to rotate, I'll pick a new point. Let's say -2, -3 around let's say 2, 3. So I'm going to rotate this point around that point 2, 3. Okay, so 2, 3 is here. and -2, -3 is here, and that's my A. Okay, so again, the first thing I do is I draw my new axes at the point that I'm rotating around. Okay, so this is my new axis with the origin at 2, 3. I'm gonna find A, pretending that this is my origin. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. So my A for this new origin is -4, and then it's down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so -6. I'm gonna rotate it using the rules. So let's say rotate 180 degrees. So again, it's technically counter, it doesn't matter for 180. But when I rotate 180, what I do is I just flip the coordinates. So it'd be -6, -4. And they also change signs. They're going to be the opposite signs. So just be 4, 6. Sorry, they stay the same. They just switch signs when it's 180. And then I'm going to plot it. So I'm going to plot 4, 6, pretending that this is my new origin. And then I actually find A based on this being my origin, like going back to the original graph. So A is then at 6, 9. And that would be my new A prime if I rotated it 180 degrees around this point. Okay, so that's how you rotate around a point that is not the origin.